welcome you for this session. And now we will be dealing with deflection at a point of application of single load by dummy unit load method. We are discussing energy principle and energy theorem for finding the deflection of determinate structure. In connection with that, the last class we have discussed the concept of energy principle and energy method, how it works and where it is applied. Now we will be taking some worked example in order to understand the concept. Now let us go into this technique. So there are four methods. In that, the dummy unit load method is in other term known as virtual work method. Virtual in the sense it is unreal. So whatever the force you are giving is unreal. You will be giving a force which is 1 kilonewton. So that is known as a unit load which is applied. Hence it is otherwise known as unit load method. This is not a exact load is applied on the structure. In order to evaluate the deflection in a beam, we will be applying a unit load, that is 1 kilonewton or 1 newton of load at the place where you require the deflection. If you provide that and apply the concept of energy principle, that is work done at that point, you will be getting the deflection at the point of application of this virtual load. So let us discuss this concept. Uses law of conservation of energy to obtain the deflection and slope at a point in a structure. And we know that energy neither be created or nor be destroyed. One form of energy will be transformed into another form by using an external force. So here the external force is the unit force where we will be giving a 1 kilonewton load. So due to that load, the energy from one point of the beam will be transferred to the other point. So this method was developed in 1717 by John Bernoulli. Okay, now let us discuss the unit load method. The principle comes with applying the principle of conservation of energy by equating external work done equals internal work done. Let us take an object, this might be an irregular object, let it be. It is supported by a hinged support and a roller support. Hence, this assemblage is known as a determinate structure. Okay, and let us apply a load, that is a unit load. It is indicated by the point Q and the load is known as PV, which is 1 kilonewton which we will be applying. So this is the external force which is applied, and inside the object, if you are applying a force in an object, this force transmits the stress into the object. So this is inside the object, there is stress developed. Due to external force, each and every member carries some internal stresses. Okay, according to the placement, according to the action of load, the internal stress varies. Object might carry axial stress or bending stress, or it might have torsional stress. That depends on the point of application of load. In this case, we shall apply external force and we shall assume that the internal stress is also tensile. What happens? Due to this external force, the internal particle of this object also tends to elongate. Say for example, if we consider a small object which is having a distance of s, so due to the force, what happens? The object elongates and it takes a new dimension, and you will be having a strain inside the object. What is external work done? Work is known as force into distance, and you can quantify the work by using this formula. What is the force we have given? We have given a unit load, that is 1 kilonewton, and the displacement is taken as delta, and this is the external work done. Due to the stress F, the object strains, and so ds is the change in length here. and S is the original length. Due to the stress, you will be having a change in length. Okay, let us equate this two concept, and 1 into delta, this is external work done, and internal work done is stress into the change in length. These two are the components of load, and these two are the components of displacement. And one thing is external and another concept is internal. Let us take this as an example, and if a beam is loaded with a point load of P and you are having a uniformly distributed load of W into X. If this in the case, so this beam has a cross section of B into D, and half the portion is known as compressive and half the portion is taken as tensile. Okay, this is the case, and let us find the deflection of this beam. In order to find that, we will be equating external work done into internal work done. We know that the external work done is 1 into delta as we derived before. The internal work done is being written as integral 0 to L capital M. This is the moment caused by the real load, and small m is the moment caused by the virtual load, divided by EI into dx. So this will be your internal work done, and if you multiply 1 into this delta, it will be delta, and if you need delta in an object, wherever you need deflection, you have to provide a unit load at that place and find the moment which is known as M, and you can apply the same force, that is the real force, and you can find the moment at the same place where you have applied the dummy load. And if you multiply that and integrate with 0 to L into dx, you will be getting the deflection. Instead of applying a unit force, you can apply a moment at a point. Say for example, if you need deflection at point C, you can apply a unit load at the point C. You can take the moment in order to find the deflection. If you need theta, you can apply a moment at the same point, and you can find the reaction and take the bending moment in order to find the slope. So here m theta is a unit moment which is being applied at the point C. By this two formula, you can find the slope and deflection of a beam at any place. Now let us understand by solving this problem using the method of virtual work. So in the questions, either it can be asked as a unit load method or dummy load method or virtual work method, all are same. The concept is you are applying a unit load, that is 1 kilonewton of load at the place where you require the deflection or the slope. Determine the vertical deflection under the load point and at the center of the cantilever beam shown in figure A. So a cantilever beam is shown here. Consider the deformation due to bending only. Okay, now you need to find the deflection, and you can take EA as a constant. What we have to do is take a section in this beam. Let us take this section as XX, and the distance from the deflection point where you need deflection, let us take it as X. If this is the case, you have to take the moment at the point X. Now when the external load is applied, so the external load is P, you can take the moment, that is P into X. So this will be the capital M at the distance of X equals P into distance. And next thing what you have to find is M, small m. So we know the formula in order to find the deflection at the point is integral of 0 to L capital M small m by EI into dx. So this is our formula. We are finding capital M and small m. So after taking a section at X, we will be taking the moment, and the next thing is applying a unit load. We should remove the real load and apply a unit load At the same place, you will be cutting a section of x and taking the moment. So the moment, when you consider at the left hand side, the moment will be load into distance, that is 1 into x. It will be x, and we have taken capital M and small m. These are the terms which is required here, and the limit here is 0 to L. Each of the section have L by 2 distance, and we can take the whole distance as 0 to L. So if you want to find the deflection at the free end, what we have done is we have applied a unit load at the place where you require the deflection, and we will be substituting m. M is p into x. P into x is written here, and small m is x. Why it is written minus here is the bending here is anti-clockwise direction. So both the bending are anti-clockwise direction, or otherwise in a cantilever beam you will be having a hogging bending moment. Hence you can take the moment as a negative moment, and if you multiply that, after multiplying you will be getting px square. If you integrate, px cube divided by 3, and if you apply the upper limit and lower limit, L by 3. After simplification, you will be getting PL cube divided by 3 EI as the solution. So you can compare this answer by geometrical methods which we have done earlier. The deflection formula which you got is the same. You can find the deflection at the center of the cantilever beam. Now we have found out the first criteria, that is vertical deflection under the point load. At this point we have find the deflection. Now the second case is find the deflection at the center of the cantilever beam. Now what we have to do is place the load at the portion where you need deflection. We will be taking a section, and since you need the deflection at the center, we have taken a section which is xx, and the distance which is taken as x. Now let us take the bending moment at this point, load into distance, that is p into x, and let us apply a unit load at the center. We have taken this distance as x. Now if you find the bending moment at the section xs, 1 into the distance. So the distance here is, we know this is L by 2, and the whole distance is x. X minus L by 2 will be the remaining distance. So 1 into x minus L by 2. Hogging moment we can take it as negative, and our limits will be L by 2 to L. So let us take this as origin, that is 0, 0. From here you can stretch the distance. Since we need the distance at the second element, so this is 1 and 2, this is one element, and 2 and 3 which is the second element. So we have taken the moment at the second element, that is from the origin it is L by 2 to the distance of L. Hence the limit here it is written as L by 2 to L. Okay, so if you apply in this formula, capital M is P into x, it is written here, and small m is x minus L by 2. Both the terms are written here, and you can integrate with the limits of L by 2 to L. If you multiply the components inside, that is px square, px into L by 2, and if you integrate with respect to x and apply the upper limit and lower limit, you will be getting the answer as 5 by 48 PL cube divided by EI. So this is the deflection at the center of the cantilever beam. Now let us take the next problem, a beam AB which is simply supported over a span of 5 meter. The simply supported beam, which is one end is hinged and the other end is roller. Okay, so you are having a span of 5 meter. A concentrated load 30 kilonewton is acting at a section of 1.25 meter from the support A. Okay, so we have to draw the diagram, calculate the deflection under the load point. At the point of C, you need the deflection. Take E equal to 200 into 10 power 6 kilonewton per meter square and I equal to 13 into 10 power minus 6 m power 4. So these are the two components, that is E and I, it is given. Now you have to use the dummy unit load method. To solve this problem and find the deflection at the point. Now you know the formula is integral 0 to L capital M small m divided by EI into dx. So this is our formula. First you have to find the capital M. What is capital M? This is the applied force. So whatever the real force is there, the moment caused due to the real force, the bending moment due to the load which is applied. So before getting into the problem, you should know the reaction. For a cantilever beam, we can start by taking the moment, but in case of simply supported beam, you have to find the reaction. How to find the reaction? You can take moment at point A and RB into distance is 5. It is anti-clockwise, hence it is written as minus RB into 5, and 30 into 1.25, it is clockwise, hence plus 30 into 1.25 equal to 0. If you need RB, you can take everything outside and RB will be 7.5. The total load is 30. If you subtract 7.5, you will be getting RA as 22.5 kilonewton. Now the reaction is known and the applied force is here. Now let us take the moment at the section X. Since this beam has two elements, that is AC and CB, when using the dummy load method, you have to cut a section before the load and after the load. At the 2 points, you have to find the bending moment. If I am cutting a section which is X and I will be taking the moment at the point X. Okay. If you look into the left hand side, let us take the bending moment at X, 22.5 into X. So this will be our moment due to the real load, and the limits will be from A to C. The element distance is 0 to 1.25 meter. This is our distance. After the load, you have to consider another section which we have taken X from the point B. Either you can take it from point A or from the point B. It is not going to affect the result, and you have to cautiously take the limit. So this is the concept here, and you can take this as x1 and this as x2. So this is for identification and simple understanding. Now at this point, if you take the moment, so this is for the next element, that is C and B. Okay, if you take the moment at the point X here, RB into distance is X, and hence the section which is considered between B and C and taking origin B and C element, we have made a section and we have found out the bending moment, that is RB into distance, that is 7.5 into X. So this limit will be 0 to 3.75, and the distance between the element here is at the point B is 0, at the point C is 3.75. What we understand here is, if you apply a load, before that load you will be having an element, after that load you will be having an element. It is AC and CB. At each and every element you have to cut a section and find the bending moment. Okay, this is the bending moment which we have found out for real load. Then what about the dummy load? Now you have to apply a 1 kilonewton load at the place where you need the deflection. Now we need deflection at point C, and we have removed 30 kilonewton and applied 1 kilonewton load. Okay. Before finding the moment, you have to find the support reaction. How to find that? Just you can divide the total load, that is 30, For 30 kilonewton load, we have found out the reaction, and this is a simple technique. If you need for 1 kilonewton, just you can divide 22.5 divided by 30. That is the load which is given. You will be getting the reaction as 0.75 kilonewton and RB is 0.25 kilonewton. That is, I have divided 7.5 divided by 30. So this will be the reaction. The same thing I am going to do between A and C element. We will be cutting a section and it is named as X. We will be taking the moment at this point, RA into X. So now RA is 0.75. So 0.75 into X, the limit between A and C will be the same. And between C and B, the same point where you had made a cut section, you will be taking moment 0.25 into X. 0.25 into X is there. Now you have to add this two element, that is the element A and C and B. Up to A and C you had capital M small m as 22.5 into X, 0.75 X. Now let us take the first element, that is A and C. We have to substitute capital M small m divided by EI. Capital M is 22.5 into X and small m is 0.75 into X into dx by EI. If you integrate, the limit will be 0 to 1.25. The element A and C, which has the limit of 0 to 1.25. It is written here, and the second limit, which is C and B, it is having a limit of 0 to 3.75. So 0.3.75 is the limit which is written here, and the capital M is 7.5x and small m is 0.25x. If you simplify further and integrate, you will be getting 22.5 x square into 0.75. When you integrate x square, you will be getting x cube divided by 3, and the upper limit is 1.25 cube minus the lower limit is 0, and you will be getting this term. And if you multiply this, 7.25 into 0.25 into x square. So if you integrate x square, x cube by 3, upper limit is 3.75 cube, and you can simplify this term. You will be getting 43.9 divided by 3 EI, and you know the component E and I. E here is 200 into 10 power 6 and I is 13 into 10 power minus 6. You can substitute this two term here. You will be getting in terms of meter. If you multiply into 1000, you will be getting in terms of mm. After multiplying into 1000, we got 16.9 mm. So this is our deflection at the point C. Now let us take a frame here. So this is another type of problem. By using dummy load method, we have to find the deflection. Let us find the horizontal and vertical deflection at the free end. So this is the free end where you need the deflection. The diagram is given in the data, and you had a fixed end, which is one side. You are having a column and a beam. So this is a frame structure. You have I1 and I2. So these are the section have two moment of inertia. Okay. Also there is a load at the free end, that is 4 kilonewton. The horizontal beam has 4 meter distance and the column has a distance of 6 meter. We will be taking the origin as the point A for the column, and for the beam the origin we will be taking it as from the point C. We need vertical and horizontal deflection, hence you have to apply a dummy load. If you want to find the vertical deflection, you have to apply a vertical dummy load. If you need to find horizontal deflection, you need to apply horizontal dummy load. So this is the thing which is addition to understand in this problem. Wherever the deflection you want, at that point you have to apply the unit load. The real load which is given as 4 kilonewton. Okay. What is the formula here? Integral of 0 to L capital M small m divided by A into dx. So this is a general formula. How many sections are there? You have two sections, that is A and B is a element and B and C is another element. Now you have to split the component into two cases, that is for the element AB which is 0 to 6 meter and for the element C to B is 4 meter. Why we start with A and C is at the point A we have considered the 0 axis and at the C we have considered as 0 axis. So the element is written as AB and CB. So these are the element and their limits are 0 to 4 and 0 to 6. This is written here. Now for finding the moment due to unit load, that is vertical load, the capital M. What do you mean by capital M? Due to the real load which is given. What is the real load? Which is 4 kilonewton. You have to cut a section at both the elements, that is at AB and BC. We have cut a section between B and C and it is taken as the section XX and the distance as X. Now we have to take the moment due to the real load, 4 into X, which is written here, and for the element AB a section is being cutted and due to this load into distance, you will be having 4 into 4 will be the moment and 4 into 4 is written here. The real load has only one component, that is vertical component. Hence the real load moment will be over, and if you need virtual moment you have to apply a virtual load. So how many deflections you need? You need two deflections, that is vertical and horizontal. So let us apply a vertical load at the point C. This is the place where you need the deflection. So we are applying the vertical load at the place where you need deflection, and at the same place you have to find the moment. So we have the two portions, 1 into x between C and B and 1 into 4. So this is our bending moment. Now you have applied a unit vertical force and you have found out the vertical moment due to unit vertical load, that is MV, we have found out. Now let us apply a unit horizontal load, 1 kilonewton, and find the bending moment. If you find the bending moment at the section B and C, if you consider the unit load which is along the plane, so you will be not having any bending moment between B and C when you apply a horizontal load. Hence it is 0 between B and C, that is C and B, and at the section A and B you will be having 1 into the distance x. I am applying 1 into x here. Why it is written negative in the sense all are hogging moment. So in all the bending moment you will be having a negative term here. Okay. So we have found out the moment due to horizontal unit load, that is MH as this. These are the terms which is required in order to calculate. Now if you need a vertical deflection you can use integral of 0 to L. So what is the limit here? You have two elements AB and CB. For the two element, what is the limit here? CB has the limit of 0 to 4 and AB has the limit of 0 to 6. So the limit here will be 0 to 4 and for the element AB you will be having 0 to 6. What are the vertical deflection here? So the vertical deflection due to the load will be capital M, that is 4x into small m is x. So 4x into x is written here divided by E into I. So I here is 2, I suffix 2. I2 is given here, and between the element A and B you have I suffix 1. So if you want to find vertical deflection due to the element AB, you will be having a limit of 0 to 6. Capital M will be 4 into 4 is 16 and small m will be 1 into 4 is 4. So if you add this, you will be getting the total vertical deflection due to the load. And if you need horizontal deflection, what you can do is you can add these two elements. A real load is 4 and unit load is 0. So 4 into 0 will be 0. You will be not having any deflection at the section CB due to this horizontal load. At the element AB, capital M is 4 into 4, that is 16, and small m is 1 into x, that is x. So you can add this two element in order to find the horizontal deflection. When you want to find the vertical deflection, you have to multiply x into x, which will be x square, and if you integrate x square into dx, you will be getting x cube divided by 3. So 4x cube divided by 3 will be one component, and if you integrate this 16 into 4, it will be 64, and if you integrate the 64, you will be getting a component of x divided by E into I1. Now in the given data, capital E is given as 200 into 10 power 6 kilonewton per meter square and I1 equal to 2I2. So if you need I2, what you can do is you can cross multiply this 2 here. So 1 by 2 will be 0.5 I1. So I2 is 0.5 of I1. So instead of EI2, I have written 0.5 of I1. So both the components will be same here. And if you apply the limit, that is 0 to 4, you will be getting upper limit as 4 cube divided by 3e into 0.5 I1 plus 64 into the upper limit is 6, hence it is written here, and if you simplify, you will be getting 170.7 by EI1 plus 384 by EI1. If you add that, you will be getting 554.7 divided by EI1. We know that E is 200 into 10 power 6 and I1 is 80 into 10 power minus 6. You can substitute this term and you will be getting the deflection of 34.7 mm. And now if you need the horizontal deflection, you can integrate this term. So 16x square you will be having, and upper limit will be 6, and you will be having 16 into 6 square divided by EI1, and if you apply the limit, you will be getting 288 divided by EI1, and we know the E and I1 value. If you substitute, you will be getting 18 mm as the horizontal deflection. So due to the 4 kilonewton, the point C deflects horizontal by 18 mm and deflects vertical by 1 mm. Here you can find the advantage of energy method. It is simple and easy here. The concept is law of conservation of energy, that is external work done by internal work done. You will be using this for a beam structure in order to find the deflection. The beam can be complicated. It might have a different Young's modulus or different moment of inertia. Also, it might have different types of loading. You can use this concept to find the deflection as well as the slope. The highlight here is wherever you need deflection, you have to apply a point load at that point and find the deflection. I hope that you got some information, and see you soon. Happy learning. See you again. Thank you.